Once again, good afternoon to all. Welcome to Business Connect 2023, a brand of Fanzine India Group, presents Global Forum for Quality Skills and Entrepreneurship. We are here to discuss goals, strategies, and solution as we are moving ahead to our next segment, which is a second panel discussion on the theme Social Entrepreneurship Using Business for Social Impact. Our moderator will be Ms. Soma Roy, Business Strategic Skill Expert, Mumbai. Please put your hands together for Ms. Soma, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome you back for this afternoon session. So we have a very interesting topic right now where we can actually reflect on the empathetic side of our entrepreneurship. So we're going to have a discussion, a panel and session on social entrepreneurship and using business for social impact. I would like to call upon stage Chairperson Mr. Raju Vahabi, expert on realty sector and Chairman Ravi Raj Group, Mumbai. Please, round of applause. I would now like to call upon stage industry perspective Dr. Vivek G. Mendonca, Group Director Marketing, Lawrence and Mayo, Mumbai. For industry perspective, we would like to have Mr. Sushil Agarwal, Founder and CEO, Ithika Insurance Broking Private Limited, Hyderabad. And Mr. Chiranjeev Patel, MD, PC Snehal Group, Changemaker and Motivator from Ahmedabad. Welcome, sir. Mr. Sumit Jaiswal, COO, Hexamet Technologies India Private Limited, Hyderabad. Mr. Pramod Bharal, Group Chairman, PSA Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals Limited, Navi Mumbai. Ms. Evangeline Gladden, Founder, Gabriel Shipping and Evan Group of Companies, author and life strategic coach. May I have all of them on stage, please? Good afternoon, all esteemed guests. So I think post-lunch it is going to be quite an interesting discussion, so please be here. May I have all of the people outside to come inside the hall for this session? So I would like to start this question from Mr. Raju Vahabi. So you can just pick up the mic and...
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, Omkareshwarji. Thank you for everything. Thank you for invite.
Sir, so we would like to know your perspective on the social entrepreneurship in this era. Do you think it has an emerging market, or you think it needs to change? What is your perspective? Where does it go from here?
See, I come from the real estate background. I'm into infrastructure, leasing, and construction. In our sector, we need a lot of professionalism. Things have changed in the past years. But we have our set of issues, and they really need to be resolved. For example, we lack a lot of skilled workers. Most of our workers come from, they are unskilled. I mean, what you say is that they are not trained, they are experienced. We need to bring in a lot of innovations, and I personally feel that we need a lot of development and training. And for that, we I am personally getting involved in education in a big way so that I can also get our real estate industries. I'm purely focusing on real estate to get into this sector and get more trained staff to cope up with the demands that are coming up. Yes, and we have a social responsibility. I want to get a social responsibility also, like carbon footprints, green housing, bring a lot of things into thing where we have a lot of social responsibility towards making our eco-friendly structures, eco-friendly environment for better people, better environments for people to live in.
So my question to you is that you're talking about skilling the laborers and the construction people. So other than that skilling them, what are the incentives you think that from the real estate CSR perspective needs to be given to them in terms of their welfare, their well-being?
I think first of all, they need to be educated as to why they need it.
Sorry.
A lot of our own staff, means the unskilled workers or the skilled, semi-skilled workers who are not educated but professionals by experience, are unwilling to break old habits. To get them to train, you have to offer them financial incentives.
Yes.
Definitely, a strong set of financial incentives.
That's where I was coming. And not only the financial support, what I also believe, sir, as you rightly said, that they need to be skilled. To be skilled, I think they also need to be given a little bit of, a dose of mindset shift from
Correct.
your side.
Absolutely correct. That mindset shift is the biggest hurdle. So
Correct.
you have to bring in HR into the picture. You have to invest into HR people who can change their mindset and bring them to this forte that yes, you need it. So we are investing into HR heavily.
Great, great, sir. Okay, we have one more guest, joining us in this panel. AKNS Mukund Bhushan, founder and CEO, Threadality Technologies LLP, Bangalore. May I have you on stage, sir? Please. We missed you. Okay, coming to Vivek, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who is helping everybody sue better, isn't it? So what is your take on social entrepreneurship, using business for social impact?
So, when I'm Dr. Vivek Mendonca from the Lawrence Mayo Group, a 146-year institution in India. We have 8 verticals of business. So we are perceived only for our optical chain of stores all across the country, but we have multiple businesses. I think social entrepreneurship is, we are one country out of the 213 countries where the government of India has brought in the CSR bill, which is there, and that 2% has to go. But we have been doing philanthropy not only for our employees and employees' families much before that. And so there are certain sectors like audiometry, optometry, speech therapy, where we have taken children who are economically bright, in IQ bright but economically challenged, and then funding their graduation and post-graduation courses in these sectors. Our company is also unique and has won a number of awards for a very low attrition rate, where we have an attrition rate of 0.75%.
Wow, that's a great.
Yes, and that comes through because we test our employees using psychometric tests and evaluate. So if you put a round employee in a round hole, he or she fits there perfectly. But if you put a square employee in a round hole, he or she will not fit in. So it is not only skills, mindset, emotionally, how to talk to people, how to take the work from people. That is the biggest challenge.
A holistic approach in, upbringing people.
That's right, that's right.
Correct. So I would like to have Mr. Sushil Agarwal to... That's right.
Is it audible?
To give your perspective on the same topic.
I really like this topic, you know why? Because in 2013, I had a fight with my boss, and that made me to leave my job. And that time, I had two options. One is to look for another job, and one is to start a company. And there was a fear, and morning onwards, we have been talking about the same fear that why are we not encouraging entrepreneurship and all, right? But my reason for starting entrepreneurship was not because I wanted to earn more money. It was because I wanted to find happiness at work, right?
Great.
Which was not there in my previous organization. That made me to fight with my boss also. And that made me to think that, see, all these people who are coming here on Saturday, they have choices to do whatever they wanted at home, spending time with their family and all, but they choose to come here. So there is a difference between an employee mindset and an entrepreneur mindset, which is basically a businessman will work when he likes to work, and he will work even if he don't like to work. And that mindset was something missing in me before starting the business. In the last 8 years of my journey, I found happiness, or I learned to derive happiness from my work, but I also learned to make other people derive happiness from their work. Wow. Right?
That's amazing.
So I think the only skill, if you actually talk about, which we need, is if we can incorporate this skill in our youngsters.
Great.
They look for shortcut. They want just shortcuts that, okay, I want to set up a unicorn in 1 year.
Yes.
Right? If somebody has done in 2 years, I want to do it in 1 year. That is something which is missing.
Okay.
Second is, in today's life, the roti kapra makan is not the basic necessity. COVID has made us to understand that even education and medicine, which are much more dangerous if we don't take care of it, right, is equally important. So when an employee is coming, he is not only looking for roti kapra makan, he is also looking for much more than that. And today's generation, maybe because they have been brought up by a well-to-do or so-called middle-class people, so they are looking for much more than that. They want a creative job. And all those basic jobs has been taken over by robotics, AI, whatever we have been talking about from morning. Now, when this basic job is being taken over by technology, and only critical thinking job and those jobs which innovation is required is left out for people, we can't feed them only with salary. We need to feed them with much more than a meaningful work, right?
Right.
And that can be only possible, what he said, is instead of building a first role and then finding out a person, what I do is, I first find out the person and build a role for them.
That's amazing.
Right? Now, in that, the advantage is the person will not be working at maybe half the productivity. What is the productivity of a normal person paying, let's say, 8 hours a day or getting average salary? Normally, a research says not more than 40%. That means even though he is getting paid for 8 hours, not more than 4 or 4.5 hours he is working. Remaining time is going on news websites and job websites and all those things, right?
Correct.
But when he is aligned with the meaningful work and it is aligned with his strengths, then he is not working for 8 hours.
Correct.
He is working for almost 16 hours. Right?
Basically,
he is working like
you are
entrepreneur.
talking about instilling entrepreneurship instead of
Exactly. I think that's a good word you gave.
yeah,
Right?
instead of thinking themselves to be employee or getting
Exactly.
into entrepreneur mindset,
Yeah.
which can
So,
affect the organization. So having that entrepreneurship where it's my business, I'm working here, and taking the ownership.
so
Right?
if that is achieved, that means when every employee of a company is working like a CEO, like an entrepreneur, then the role of the CEO, the actual CEO, is just an HR.
Great. And
Right?
everybody would like
So
to have
if
that.
you actually ask me, one more reason excited me to come and visit conferences and all those things is basically I will come to know about those people who are leaving to sacrifice their Saturdays for some conferences like this. Because this breed is different than the normal breed which is generally applying job for the market. I think most of the people here might have never applied, and I think in their mailbox 10 or 15 offers will be there at any point of time.
Yeah,
and I think these are the people we have to make them ambassadors in our company so that they become mentors to their youngsters.
Okay. Now we will have a short break and have an award.
Sorry to interrupt. As one of the client wants to leave early, so we'll be taking and giving the award to him right now.
Yeah.
For which I would request Abhishek sir and Pandey sir to please come ahead on the dais. So, under the category Admirable Skill Development Institution to Watch Globally 2023, which goes to Digital Education and Technology Private Limited. Please put your hands together for Mr. Arjun Mishra, founder and director. A true trailblazer in the field of skill development, where it has managed to transform millions of lives. Yes, we are talking about Digital Education Technology Private Limited. Congratulations, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abhishek sir and Pandey sir. All right, please.
Thank you. So we have now with us Chiranjeev Patel. He is the MD of PC Snehal Group and the second Gujarati to represent India at the UN. With an impressive track record, Chiranjeev ji has empowered over 50 startups in just 3 years. His dedication to making a positive impact has led to the success of 3 startups under his mentorship, which have achieved the remarkable milestone of reaching the $1 million club. Stay tuned and let's hear him out. So you can use the dais if you feel comfortable. You can use the dais.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for having me here on this Saturday. As Sushilji said, that these are the people who are sacrificing their Saturdays and here to join the group of achievers. I call this a conference of achievers because this is where people who want to create slight difference, people who want to learn together, and people who want to join hands and grow together come out on Saturdays and be with each other to give back to the community. A big hand to the Business Connect team also, who gives us this platform to give back to the community, एक दूसरे से सीखने के लिए, एक दूसरे से मिलने के लिए और एक दूसरे का हाथ बढ़ाने के लिए. I think when we are all talking about entrepreneurship and the organizational culture, मेरा ये firm मानना है that, and I have been the biggest advocate and ambassadors of entrepreneurship in a way that I firmly believe that entrepreneurship is the solution to the world's problems. These are the people who come out from their toilets, and actually that 5 minutes gives them an idea which they think that this could be a game changer. Let's go out today morning in the world and create a solution for this problem which existed, जो आज तक किसी ने नहीं सोचा है. And those are the real ideators, innovators and problem solvers who bring out solutions to the problem till now, which world used to address it as a problem or as a gap. And from that problem solving, they create an ecosystem, which today is called the world of entrepreneurship. Why is it a problem solver of all the problems in the world? क्यों मैं ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ? Is because every single successful entrepreneur can in turn, through that ecosystem, employ maybe 100 people, 200 people, 250 people. In that cycle of 250 people, their families, their suppliers, their ancillary companies, which are joining with that one successful entrepreneurial industry, can be benefited. So imagine one single entrepreneur or one single business can actually affect maybe 1,000 or more than 1,000 people. That is why it is the biggest solving need of the hour for a country like India. When we have so many people, so many startups, so many professionals coming in every single day, and today at all the levels of professionalism in all the corporate companies, like you said, sir, that each of us are CEOs in our own department, no matter how we're working. Even if we have a team of 5 people, 6 people, 10 people working under us, we are the CEOs, we are the entrepreneurs of that department, and we need to see on how we can bring this team of ours together to create that impact which can actually sustain the bigger tree, which is the industry that we all work for. So first is entrepreneurship being the solution of the world. And the second is, like I said, the power of networking, which I am a biggest advocate of. हम लोग ये conferences में आते हैं to network. But sir, मेरा ये firm मानना है that networking is only and only possible when you are ready to give back. जब तक आप देने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, आपको कुछ मिल नहीं सकता है नेटवर्किंग से. अगर आप ऐसी ही भावना से आएंगे कि नहीं हमको ये गेन करना ही, आज जाके यार 2 कनेक्ट मिल जाएंगे, 2 बिजनेस मिल जाएगा, 2 लीड्स मिल जाएगी, तो ऐसे बिजनेस नहीं होता है और वो नेटवर्किंग कभी परमानेंट नहीं होता है. फर्स्ट पार्ट एंड द फर्स्ट स्टेप टुवर्ड्स नेटवर्किंग सक्सेसफुली इज सेल्फलेसनेस. कुछ भी पाने के सोच के बिना आपको आना है टू गिव बैक, कि मैं क्या शेयर कर सकता हूँ, मेरे आज के लर्निंग क्या हो सकते हैं, मुझे कुछ चाहिए नहीं बट मुझे एक अच्छा कनेक्ट बनाना है. दैट्स हाउ नेटवर्किंग हेल्प्स. नेटवर्किंग इज़ अ स्ट्रॉन्ग फाउंडेशन, वो बिल्डिंग की नींव है. जितना ज़्यादा आपका नेटवर्क उतनी ज़्यादा आपकी नेटवर्थ, और वो नेटवर्थ अच्छी बनाने के लिए आपकी बिल्डिंग की नींव बढ़िया होनी चाहिए. तो फॉर दैट यू नीड टू फर्स्ट नेटवर्क इन योर ओन कंपनी. For that, you need to create that social entrepreneurship within your company, within your employees, create that sense of belonging for them, for your organization. And when they start working as CEOs of their own department, that's when the CEO actually becomes the HR, and that HR can go out and network and create a strong building for his own company. So I firmly think that, guys, being a successful entrepreneur, being a successful professionalism, or networking strongly is about how you want to give back to the community, how you want to give back every single morning to your own organization, what difference you want to make to your organizations. आज आपको जाना है सुबह और वापस आ जाना है, 10 से 7 खत्म करने एज अ बॉस, एज अ ओनर, एज एन एम्प्लॉय, तो वो तो सब कर रहे हैं. वो तो दैट इज एग्जैक्टली एज द एवरी अदर पर्सन वेकिंग अप एंड कमिंग बैक टू होम. बट इफ यू वांट टू रियली क्रिएट अ डिफरेंस, इफ यू वांट टू मेक यूज ऑफ सच प्लेटफॉर्म्स, देन आप ऐसी भावना से उठे कि आज एक छोटा चेंज लाना है. और वो चेंज तब आएगा जब आप 1% का फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करोगे. आज मुझे अपने आप को कल से 1% ज़्यादा अच्छा करना है. आज मेरे एम्प्लॉयज़ के साथ कल से ज़रा 1% ज़्यादा बात करनी है. आज एक नया आइडिया वो कल से 1% अच्छा होना चाहिए, वैसा करना है. आज मुझे ऐसे 1% लोगों से मिलना है जो शायद मेरी तरह सोचते हैं और दुनिया में एक छोटा डिफरेंस ट्राई करने के लिए रहते हैं. और मेरे 1% में, दैट इज़ वाई आई डू मेंटरशिप, दैट इज़ वाई आई फर्मली गिव बैक to the startups that you mentioned about. That is why I have been able to create those successful startups through the Rupee 1 mentorship program that I've done it. I was in 2014 invited for the Global Leadership Academy by the US government. I was invited at United Nations. Last year I was at House of Lords to give back, and I am a firm advocate of successful people giving back to the community. और पैसे से वापस नहीं देना है. पैसे से वापस देना इज़ नॉट क्रिएटिंग द सोशल इम्पैक्ट और CSR. आपका टाइम चाहिए, आपका मेंटरशिप चाहिए, आपके कलीग को भी आपके ऑफिस में जो बाजू की डेस्क पे बैठा है उसको भी आपसे शायद 2 अच्छी चीज़ सीखने को मिल गई, वो भी एक मेंटरशिप ही है. और उसका हैंड होल्ड करके आपको अपने साथ मिल के आपके गोल्स को अचीव करना है. दैट इज़ ऑल्सो अ मेंटरशिप. सो आई डू दैट by meeting startup 9 times in a year for 9 hours with each of them 1-to-1 program, and all I demand from them through the entire journey is Rupee 1. That's why it's called the Rupee 1 mentorship program. And out of those 67 startups that I have mentored, 3 have touched $1 million club, and I think that is a small contribution that I have made to make their lives better and make entrepreneurial lives better of the entrepreneurs. So thank you once again very much to the Business Connect community.
Thank you, sir. Thank
for
you for
inviting
this
me.
lovely
Thank
speech.
you very much.
Now we will like to have Mr. Sumit Jaiswal, Chief Operating Officer, Hexamed Technologies, to please come on the dais and your take on social entrepreneurship.
Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Sumit Jaiswal, as been introduced. Hexamed is a startup organization which was introduced to the market in the year 2019. There is a great dearth of biomedical engineers that we have been realizing throughout our journey. And one of the objectives that we have taken from the organization for the people is that we tend to bring people aboard with the minimum skill sets that they have, the knowledge that they have gained out of their college, and then try to build in better skills. Upskilling them is a continuous process in our organization. We have introduced certain programs, like for example, there are learning Saturdays. So we don't tend to make the Saturdays boring. We rather tend to make them a learning experience for them. There are monthly, learning programs that we build, and these learning Saturdays are not for people who are, industry leaders and people who can teach them what to do in their day-to-day job aspects, but rather, kind of build them something that they haven't been exposed to yet. For example, a biomedical engineer who doesn't know how to manage a presentation well, or behave with a client, or get a client on board for bringing business to table, etc., are few of the things that we as an organization have built within our system. We bring in all the people together during these learning sessions on a common forum, and discuss among themselves, make them unlearn many things that they have gotten from their past organizations, perhaps, which are practiced wrong or have been perceived wrong by them, and try to kind of tell them how to think about their skills that they have and bring it to the right use. The second aspect that I would like to touch upon is the entrepreneurship. So as has been said by the other three co-speakers here, that the CEO is in the department. He is the one who is responsible for making your organization successful. And this is what we believe in and have been doing it. A recent venture that we have gotten into is a healthcare services vertical by introducing cutting-edge diagnostic facilities. And we tend to take the diagnostic services to the tier 2 cities where the organized diagnostic parameter isn't available. Many people tend to travel long distances in search of such systematic diagnostic assistance. So here we have kind of empowered our people, the head of the teams, like for example a laboratory technicians or a radiographer, to become the manager of their own departments, ensure that their people are heard when it comes to any new idea that comes to their mind, is brought to the right person in the management and is recognized well. When it is being implemented as an idea for business, it is again that person gets an appreciation out of it, which kind of encourages them to come up with new ideas every day. A quick gist about our system is that approximately 40% of the people are experience holders, which are like more than 7 years old, but the balance people are 0 to 3 or 0 to 6 years experience holders only, which have their fresh ideas in their mind coming out of college, and then want to do something right for these systems or for the nation. And thereby we are kind of contributing towards our organization building and nation building as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was quite informative also. Mr. Pramod Bharal, Group Chairman, PSA Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals, Navi Mumbai.
जय जिनेम सभी को। मेरा टेक इस मीट के ऊपर यह है कि सोसाइटी ने हमें जो दिया है, तो हमें सोशियो इकोनॉमिक पार्टनरशिप इंडस्ट्री के साथ में करके हम लोग किसी तरह सोसाइटी का भला करने की सोच सकते हैं।
ग्रेट सर। सो सोशल इम्पैक्ट आपके बिजनेस में आप कैसे इसको यूज़ कर रहे हो?
मेरे बिजनेस में मैं सोशल इम्पैक्ट ऐसा यूज़ कर रहा हूँ कि मैंने 500 रुपये से एक कंपनी स्टार्ट की थी, और एक साल में मेरी कंपनी का वैल्यूएशन 1,50,000 करोड़ के ऊपर हो जाएगा। ठीक है। और तो मैं करीब 850 लोगों को मैंने एम्प्लॉयमेंट दिया है। लेकिन मैं इसको मतलब मुझे पिछले 1 साल में 4 लाइफ टाइम अचीवमेंट अवार्ड मिले। पहला अवार्ड दिया मुझे गवर्नर ऑफ महाराष्ट्र ने एज ए समाज भूषण। कुछ दिन पहले सचिन तेंदुलकर और आशा भोसले को भी वही अवार्ड दिया, लेकिन उनको महाराष्ट्र भूषण दिया। दुबई में मिड डे ने मुझे फार्मा गोल्डन आइकॉन अवार्ड दिया। बाद में बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज की बिल्डिंग में बिजनेस लीडरशिप ली पर बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। ये हर 3 महीने में जो लोग जीरो से हीरो बने उनकी स्टोरी नरेट करते हैं, नॉर्मली 2 से 2.5 मिनट का। मुझे उन्होंने 8 मिनट का वीडियो बनाया और उन्होंने मुझे 12 मिनट तक के जो फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे जहाँ स्टॉक का लिस्टिंग होता है, जहाँ 500 बड़े बड़े इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट थे, उनके सवालों के जवाब देने का चांस दिया। और उसके बाद में उन्होंने मेरी कंपनी का अभी का वैल्यूएशन 8,400 करोड़ रुपए किया। जैसे बताया मैंने 500 रुपये से स्टार्ट किया है और 1 साल में 1,50,000 करोड़ के ऊपर का वैल्यूएशन और 5,000 करोड़ का सेल्स और 3,000 करोड़ का नेट प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स। और उसके बाद में ये स्क्वायर के रूप में मल्टीप्लाई होने वाला है। और हम लोग एक काम कर रहे हैं, मेरे साथ में डॉक्टर देवके हैं, हम लोगों ने एक ग्रीन टी बनाई है वो स्टेविया के साथ में। और इतनी अच्छी टी है, हमने चाय पॉइंट से पूछा कि भाई साहब आप इसको कितने में बेचोगे? उन्होंने बोला 100 रुपये में। मैंने बोला मैं 18 रुपये में दूंगा, तुम 22 रुपये में बेचना। और जो इतनी सी चाय, एक घूट की चाय जो 10 रुपये में आती है, मैंने बोला मैं 6 रुपये में इससे 5 गुना चाय दूंगा और आप 8 रुपये में सेल करना।
वाह। तो सर आप अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को क्या सीख देते हो और व्हाट डू यू टेल देम कि
मैं एम्प्लॉय को एक ही सीख देता हूँ, ज़िंदगी में अगर काम करना है तो इंटीग्रिटी एंड ऑनेस्टी, इसके अलावा दूसरा सॉल्यूशन नहीं है। एंड लॉयल्टी टू द नॉट टू योर कंपनी और टू योर बॉस, loyalty to your work, that you are working for the benefit of the society. That is the only thing.
That's it. You've just nailed it. As I was mentioning about the entrepreneurship, so this is what actually needs to be instilled in people working in the organization, that this is your company, your work, till the time you're there. Everything is impermanence.
Correct. मैं और एक दो मिनट लूँगा। मुझे ट्वीट करना नहीं आता था 4 महीना पहले तक के। ट्वीट किसको बोलते, रिट्वीट किसको बोलते, कैसे अकाउंट ओपन करते, मेरे स्टाफ ने किया। मैंने एक 2 लाइन का ट्वीट किया कि जो आदमी सक्सेसफुल होता है वो बोलता है मेरा हार्ड वर्क है, और जो अनसक्सेसफुल बोलता है मेरा बैड लक है। मैंने बोला ये बकवास है। तो क्या है? बोले स्टैनफोर्ड, ऑक्सफोर्ड और मैनेजमेंट गुरु सब यही सिखाते। मैंने बोला इट इज़ द मेटिकुलस प्लानिंग टू द लास्ट नेल एंड प्लगिंग ऑल द लूपहोल्स। टू माई सरप्राइज 2 मिनट में राहुल देव, सुरेश प्रभु, सुरेश पंत, पीयूष गोयल, पीएमओ ऑफिस, एंड बिफोर आई कुड रीड पीएमओ ऑफिस इट वाज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर हिमसेल्फ। तो मैंने बोला मेरे तो भाग्य खुल गए। 250 करोड़ जिनके फॉलोइंग है वो सारे मुझे फॉलो करने वाले हैं। मुझे 5,000 लोगों से ज़्यादा का फॉलोइंग अलाउड नहीं है। उसके बाद तो मैडम लाइन लग गई। अमिताभ बच्चन, एवरीबडी इन फिल्म, सचिन तेंदुलकर, एवरीबडी इन स्पोर्ट, योगी आदित्यनाथ, उसके दोनों डेप्यूटी, इसकी एंटायर मिनिस्ट्री, एंटायर मोदी जी की मिनिस्ट्री, ऑल चीफ मिनिस्टर इर्रेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द पार्टी इंक्लूडिंग द जोकर अरविंद केजरीवाल एंड राहुल गांधी। और उसके बाद जो हुआ वो मुझे खुद को विश्वास नहीं हो रहा था। अमित शाह, अजीत डोभाल, जयशंकर किसी को फॉलो नहीं करते। और अंत में श्री रविशंकर। और मुझे आधे घंटे बाद श्री रविशंकर का फ़ोन आया कि सर आप मेरे पास में लॉकडाउन के पहले 15 डेज़ के लिए आने वाले थे और अब आप कभी भी आइए, नाउ यू आर माय गेस्ट। और जो दुबई में जो फंक्शन हुआ था 200 लोगों को उन्होंने ये अवार्ड दिया था। उसमें से 190 अवार्ड वेयर फॉर द फिल्म इंडस्ट्री, क्योंकि रेवेन्यू वहीं से आना है। वहाँ से जैसे मैं वहाँ पे 3 बॉलीवुड की हीरोइन थी और एक सुदर्शन करके जो फिल्म बनाता है, और वहीं पे उन दुबई के शेख बैठे थे। मैं जैसे नीचे उतरा उन्होंने मुझे गले से लगा लिया। मैंने उनको बोला कि मेरा जो मिशन है डिसीज फ्री वर्ल्ड, ये मैंने मिशन उस दिन बनाया था वहाँ पे। तो उसके बाद जैसे नीचे उतरा मुझे ये सुदर्शन और एक और थी फिल्मी हीरोइन और उनके सेक्रेटरी और शेख, इन्होंने गले लगाया। अपने सेक्रेटरी को बोला कि इनको अपना मेरा नंबर दे दो, अपना नंबर दे दो, और ये अब कभी भी दुबई आए, ही विल बी द स्टेट्स गेस्ट नॉट माय पर्सनल गेस्ट, और इनको इमिरेट की फर्स्ट क्लास की टिकट भेजना। मैंने बोला सर मुझे ना फर्स्ट क्लास की टिकट चाहिए ना आपका रहने का जगह चाहिए, आई एम हैप्पी, मैं बिजनेस क्लास में ट्रेवल करता हूँ, मैं उसी से यहाँ पे आऊँगा।
तो सर आपका मिशन क्या है, एक मिनट के लिए वो बता दीजिए।
इतना सही है सर, डिसीज फ्री वर्ल्ड। मैंने जो दवाइयाँ बताई ना 2500 1500 से 3500 की कीमत की बनाई, उतने में ब्लड टेस्ट नहीं हो पाते हैं, मैं जितने में इलाज कर रहा हूँ। मैंने और एक छोटा सा मैंने एक एक्सपेरिमेंट किया है। मैंने जो भी गंभीर बीमारी से अस्पताल नहीं आ सकते हैं वो मुझे व्हाट्सअप कर दें। मैंने व्हाट्सअप की डॉक्टरों की टीम बनाई है, वो उनको जाके स्टेथोस्कोप लगाएंगे, वो स्टेथोस्कोप से एनालिसिस करके जो भी उस बीमारी के स्पेशलिस्ट है वो उनको 5 मिनट में दवाई बता देंगे, और 15 मिनट में मेरा आदमी जाके उनको दवाई दे के आएगा, एवरीथिंग फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट।
Thank you, sir. That was wonderful listening to you. Now I will move to.
मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा अभिषेक जी को, जिन्होंने इतना बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म खड़ा किया है कि जो लोगों को सोशल काम के लिए नेटवर्किंग का प्लेटफॉर्म दे दिया उन्होंने।
Yes, that's actually the truth. And where is Abhishek ji? The next speaker, AKNS Mukund Bhushan, founder and CEO of Fidelity Technologies LLP. He has come all the way from Bangalore.
I've been given the very difficult task on topping up to that speech, so I think I'll try my level best. So hello to one and all, I am Mukund Bhushan. I'm the founder and CEO of Fidelity Technologies.
Can you bit little louder?
Louder, oh, okay.
Yeah, closer to the mic.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I think with this it's established that I don't really talk a lot on stage. So we are an IT product development company. We are in 3 different countries as of now, starting with US, India, and UAE. I would like to provide a different perspective on how a newer firm, as one which has been opened only for the past couple of years, 4 years to be more specific, and how we handle the social responsibility aspect, and how we as a relatively newer firm with young blood as part of our organization take part in this valuable activity. I'd like to tell you a small story where my father, back in 2013, when I was about 13 years of age, was a lot more active and was one who was always participating in NGO and NPO activities. One thing that certainly stood out to me the most was the amount of bliss and joy that he had attained when he was part of each of these activities. It's something from painting a government school to teaching kids computer science and all of these things throughout the couple of years. This is something which he had taken up from in different countries when we were in London, Melbourne, and when we shifted to India in the recent past. It's the bliss, the happiness, the joy that I had seen in his eyes, I guess, where it was a level of motivation where I once started my firm. I wanted to impart this into our core work culture. So we started an initiative in our office called Enforce, where we help underprivileged kids and students across the world. Most of the workforce being in India and Dubai. We started with those two places to begin with. We help migrant students and autistic kids more importantly, because they're the ones who who have the capabilities to learn, but are ones that are always turned a blind eye towards. So it's an initiative and a program which we all in our company have volunteered ourselves. I myself take part in it extensively as well, where we teach computer programming and electronics, us being an IT firm. We've also now extended our support to help these kids and students or whatever learn the most important aspect in portraying yourself through soft skills. Us being a relatively new organization, funds are certainly one which are not in plenty and not so where we can't really throw it around. So our way is to volunteer in these type of work. One thing which I'm the most proud of is it's through this initiative where we recruit physically challenged professionals. We are all one for numbers. We love to hear statistics. So at Threadality, 20% of our workforce are physically challenged in some way or the other. Some do not have the ability to talk, which is the most important thing when we talk about this new age startup culture where communication is the key. But what if you lack that main skill, the main organ, which helps you in achieving this? We also have a lot of people who were part of some sort of accident and were not able to escape this construct which is around them, and we as a company provide them this platform. Most of our people who are part of this are developers and artists, most importantly, where they have a very vivid imagination and a perspective to view a certain art or a problem statement. So I guess this is our contribution, and some way we could take this up in a much more bigger scale. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to have Evangeline.